Funk Igniter, Ultramagnetic MC, I am he. I am bringing to you the TR Love 7-inch series. Get ready world, the first single dropping to you is the Ain't It Good To You 7-inch 45 single, produced by myself and said G, with the remix, re-edit version by the one and only great late Paul C. McCaskey. That's right, I said it, Paul C. Remember that. Understand. Ain't It Good To You 7-inch TR Ultra 7 series, coming to you live and direct now. Get it.
Yeah, yo, what's up? This is Mark Davis with Blackpegasusmusic.blogspot.com. Here talking about the latest Black Pegasus release. It's the Ultra 7 series put together by my man TR Love from the Ultramagnetic MCs. Shout out to TR. Basically, TR sent me some music a while back, some unreleased Ultra joints, and there was one joint in particular, Ain't It Good To You, the same version that was on the Critical Beatdown album, using the Manziel Jump Street breakbeat, but it was slightly different. It blew me back because I had never heard this joint before, and it had a whole lot of different flavor on it involved in it. And I was like, yo, what's up with this? And he was like, yo, that's Paul C's edited mix that he did. I was like, wow, Paul C did this? He was like, yeah, man, we just, we had chucked it, we didn't put it out, it didn't make the final cut. So we decided to go ahead and put it out under the Ultra 7 series on Black Pegasus.
The Ain't It Good To You record, it came about basically from us dropping the single for Give the Drummer Some and He's Back. Because initially, the record that was supposed to be on the B-side of Give the Drummer Some was supposed to be Ain't It Good To You, but we didn't have that particular version that I'm coming out with now on this 45. We had the other version. So when I came in the studio the night we were doing Give the Drummer Some edit to get Paul's record, his mix ready, we just came across that he had that up on the board. So Seth and I looked at each other like, wow, that's kind of ill. That's kind of hard right there. We need to keep that. So we recorded it on a 1/2 inch. We stuck the reel in the back in the kitty with the rest, and then we just tucked it away, and we continued moving on, doing what we had to do with the rest of the single, getting it ready. So that's when we came out with Give the Drummer Some, and the other side was These Back, because at the time, FFR, Virgin Records, the label, the London Records, not Virgin, London Records, the label in the UK, had wanted that particular record for the single. So we pushed that over here. So that's what Eddie did, what he did with Next Plateau when we put the record out. So that was that reason for why Ain't It Good To You came out, as opposed to that version that was on Critical Beatdown and the one that I have now, which I'm coming out with today.
So, it's a crazy joint, man. And, for those that don't know the history of the legendary Paul C, who's an engineer and producer, worked with Mikey D in the LA Posse, Super Lover C, Casanova Rudd, Eric B. and Rakim, did a couple joints for them, Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em, a couple other joints. Worked with Organized Confusion, and he was the mentor for Extra P, Large Professor, teaching him how to use the SB12, how to chop records, etc. And of course, he had a tight relationship with Ultramagnetic, producing Give the Drummer Some and a couple other unreleased joints. And he actually engineered the majority of the Critical Beatdown album.
How we met up with Paul C basically was the fact that us being in 1212, doing sessions, and we needed an engineer because we had came out of a previous recording studio, which was Calliope downtown in the city. So Say got a call from Tim and Chris, the studio owner who ran the building, with Paul, and we came down and had a meet and greet, and we ran through, had a session, and then we met up with Paul. He was working with Pharaoh Monch and Prince Poet, and at the time when they were called Organized Confusion. So then when they finished that session, we had to sit down, we talked, played some tunes, we just vibed, kicked it. The next day, when we had our session that next night, Paul was doing our session, so that was it. He was our engineer from then on. So that's how we met with Paul, and then he just rode or die with us from then on ever since, because he came uptown with us, he hung out with us, he came to the crib, we went to his crib, we just hung out, we did everything together. You know, he was that cool. He was that type of dude. That's how cool Paul was to me.
This is a very special record that's going to come out. It's actually a super holy grail. And we connected with the project with my man Pritt from King of the Beats in the UK. Shout out to my man Pritt out in Birmingham. He put together the artwork, and we kept, giving some ideas, and he's helping him with the marketing, etc. of the record.
The graphics, I was asked to redesign the original Ultramagnetic MCs logo, which is this here. If you've got the Critical Beatdown album, you look on the back of the record, you'll see this logo. It was actually originally created by T.R. Love, and it was a sketch and a doodle that he did that he handed over to the record label. And I think you might see it in this video, but they presented me the original logo and asked me if I could, modernise it slightly and change the graphic a little bit and make it like TR's, the title was TR Love Series.
The Ultra Series came about initially with my partner, which is my man Mark Davis. He proposed an idea to me one day when I was doing the Ultra Foundation record to do some things on the side, like 45s and 12 inches, special edition ones that can cost high end, but they're not too pricey. But there could be collector's items on the low where people will think of them not as novelties, but must-haves. Like, they have to have this particular item. They have to have this particular record. So, it gave me the time to marinate and sit with it. And I thought about it after I did the other album. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, I think I'm ready to do that, Mark. Let's talk about it. Let's try to make this venture work. So he's been, one of my bros for like 15 years. Like, so he's been a day one guy. So it makes perfect sense to try to do something with him, and we form this union with Blackpegasus and just keep it moving. Do what we gotta do.
Look out for the Ultra 7 series. Basically, there's gonna be a lot of unreleased joints coming from T.R. Love and myself. Of course, other projects from Blackpegasus, but the Ultra 7 series is gonna be something special for the real underground hip hop heads and the Ultra fans.
I can't think of another record right now which, being pressed on 45, is more significant to the golden era. Possibly, No Half Step in Marley Marl remix, or I can't think of anything really.
This is not an unauthorized bootleg or any of that crap that you saw coming out through traffic distributions. We have nothing to do with any of that nonsense. This is an official joint. T.R. Love, Set G, Cool Keith, DJ Mo Love, the Ultramagnetics. This is the official OG white label test press. By the time you see this, you see the trailer already coming out. So this is a very limited, super limited edition release. It probably won't even make any shops in America. It's going to be in a few selected shops throughout Europe, and a few selected shops in Germany, in Japan. So you're going to definitely, you want to get the record, you want to go to www.blackpegasusmusic.blogspot.com, and like I said, it's an incredible record, as you'll be able to see the clip with DJ Vest 120 cutting up the test press. It's a banging record, and probably one of the last releases from the late Paul C. So Ultramagnetic MCs, Ain't It Good to You, the unreleased mix and edit of the legendary Paul C. Peace.